Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with CandiWare, and today we're going to be making little rainbow ice cream earrings. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you are new, this is the place where we make adorable miniature food jewelry, and if you are returning, thanks so much for coming back. Like I mentioned, we are going to be making these cute little ice cream earrings, and this is a Pride Month DIY, and it's also a collab, so don't forget to check out my friend Heidi Jackson 14. You can click right here, and I'll also link her in the description box below. Don't forget to check out her video at the end of this one. She's also going to be making something rainbow inspired for all of you. So yes, I decided to retake so I have showed you how to make these cones before, and also how to make the ice cream on top. So I'm going to be linking those videos on how to actually make those molds, because I'm not going to be showing you how to do that in this video since I've already done it. But I've done a different take on it with trying to make these really cool, adding in some colors. And they turned out really, really well. I like how they're not really the same, but yet the colors go in the same sequential order that you would find them in a rainbow. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe I might sell these varieties in my Etsy shop. I do have some other ice creams in my shop if you want to check those out. You can find a link to my Etsy shop down below, or even up top on my main page. So please don't forget to check out my Etsy shop. And don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up. Also, I would love to hear from you guys what you think about this DIY, so please leave me your comments. I love your comments so much. Like always, you can find a link in the description box below that links to my kit website, where it shows you in great length all the items I use in this video. So please don't send me a comment on what's this, what's that. Everything is right there. I go into great detail for all of you, so don't forget to check that out. And without further ado, let's get right onto the DIY, shall we? So like always, here are the tools, and find them in a link in the description box below. So our first step is going to be taking our mold that we made of a waffle cone, and we're going to be taking our Sahara clay. If you can't tell, I love Sahara. And we're going to be making a cone shape, and I like to add a lot of baby powder to the outside, and also using a paintbrush to add some baby powder to the inside of the mold. And then we're going to be adding in the Sahara clay and squish it down in there real good, and you want a big piece to hold on to, like what I have here. So from there we're going to be adding some color to make it look like it's been baked. So we've got our light brown and dark brown. We're just going to add that to the outside, and you can add as much or as little as you want, always with the light color first, then we go with the dark. From there we're going to be taking our X-Acto knife, and you're going to be very lightly cutting out the clay. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze here. Oh, sorry about that, guys. So we're gonna just cut off the excess, and you can just use that for later. And we're gonna just set the cone aside. Now we're going to be taking our ice cream molds, and here are all the colors of the rainbow, and I have them in order here. I added pink just because I felt like it. You don't have to add that. You could feel like adding or taking away whatever colors you want. So I'm using a larger dotting tool, and what I'm doing is I've already rolled out all the colors into teardrop shapes, as you can see, and I'm just going to be adding them in one at a time, like what you see here, going in sequential order of the rainbow, and then using an X-Acto knife when I need to scrape over the one other color so that I can add in the next. So you're going to keep doing this with all your colors, and now I've gone down to the very last color here. And then you can just use some scrap clay to fill in the inside once you have all the colors wrapped around like this. Looks kind of neat, I think. So start with a smaller piece of round scrap clay and add that in, and then it's not a big deal if you need to add in a little bit more later. So we're going to be cutting off the excess just lightly, either using the X-Acto knife or just pulling them off. It doesn't really matter if there's extra because we're going to be taking our dotting tool again and then just pushing everything in place. You kind of want it to overlap the scrap clay so that you don't see it from the very bottom. So that's what I'm going to be doing here, adding a little bit more color. After that, we're going to be very lightly trying to pull it out. You could have added some baby powder if you want to the inside. I, silly me, did not do that, so it sometimes can be a little bit more tricky to pull out, but you just want to be really careful. It ends up flattening out the top, as you can see, but we're going to be fixing that problem right now. So put it on your work surface and take a needle tool, and right now we're going to be scraping the outside just in circular motions and pricking and pulling at it. And sorry, I'm allergic to something in the spring/summer and it's really awful. So you're just going to keep going around the outside until you have almost a scoop look, and you can take away any little bits. And then what we're going to be doing is very lightly adding on some scraped kind of look to every individual color. By themselves you want to do that so that you don't bleed the colors together. And then after that I like to take some rough sandpaper and dab it on the outside. We're also going to be taking a dotting tool, a smaller dotting tool, and add that to add more little bits of texture to the outside. After that step, we're going to be taking our blade and pulling it up off the table, and we're going to be adding in a head pin. After that step, we're going to be taking our cone, and I'm using some icing in chocolate color. You can use whatever kind of icing you want. You just want something to get it to stick. I'll leave a link in the description box below for the video to make icing, and you're just going to add on your ice cream on top, and then you're going to cook according to your clay's instructions. But before that, I decided I would add a couple more little goops of icing running, or yeah, chocolate icing running down, and then bake that. Once you're done baking, I like to add on some gloss. Now this is Sculpey gloss, and so we're going to be adding it to the ice cream, and also you're going to be adding it to the little bits of chocolate. So you want to be very careful just to get the chocolate and not get any of the cone. So you're going to let that dry, and once you've let that dry, I like to make these into earrings personally. So I am taking my round head and my needle nose pliers, or flathead pliers, and we're going to be making a loop as you saw there, and then just wrapping it around, and then taking our nail clippers and then pulling off the excess. Now we're going to be taking our findings and then adding on the earring and then close that up. And we're going to be doing that twice. And once you're done that, you have your very own rainbow earrings. Happy Pride, everyone!